Recording.
All right, hey everyone. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but we're back at it again after a long break. But we've got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, and there's also two of us.
I know there's two of us. Come on now, I can count, can't you?
Yeah, I'm not telling you. I'm telling them.
I mean, they can count voices. It's fine. They'll figure it out. So, anyways, the next thing I was gonna say is, what have you been up to? It's been a minute.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Switch games, enjoying the Switch since it came out. Been having a lot of fun playing Breath of the Wild, and even playing some of the expansion packs. I know the Champions Ballad that came out.
Some of the expansion packs? Isn't there only one?
No, there's two. Three, I think. No, two.
There's one expansion pack with two DLCs. That's how it's
right.
But you'll get it. I believe in you. You'll figure it out.
Whatever. I've been enjoying the expansion pack, and anyway, I've enjoyed the Champions Ballad because even though it wasn't really fun like story wise.
More shitty trials, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, more exciting, good, fun trials. Though.
Yeah, it was more shitty trials, but the payoff was a little bit better than
the motorcycle.
No, the boss battle.
Oh yeah. You told me there's a boss battle.
The boss battle was really fun, and there's multiple ways you can beat it. It has like little weird quirks, like if you have like little mighty bananas, it'll actually get distracted while attacking you and try to eat the bananas.
That's weird, but okay.
So it was just fun, looking up, different ways to actually battle the boss.
So the Switch has been out for almost a year.
Yeah.
And your final verdict is Breath of the Wild, the launch title, is a good game.
It's one of my favorite games of the year, is what I was saying.
Just want to hear about something other than Breath of the Wild, I've heard a lot about Breath of the Wild in my time. I think everyone has.
Well, I was just saying what I was feeling in the beginning of the year.
That's what you're feeling in the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
okay.
Or throughout the year.
Throughout the year, wow.
Throughout the year.
Yeah. There's a lot of game there, I guess, Breath of the Wild's a really long game.
It is.
It's not. No, it's not.
It can be.
I mean, I guess if you waste a bunch of time doing, nonsense stuff, that's just walking around a fucking field for, 3 years.
Oh, someone's got some feelings about Breath of the Wild. Come on, tell us how you feel.
It's a fun game, but, looking back, man, fuck trials. They suck. They're just, and half of them are let's do the same thing but difficult now, and you're like, why is the final boss battle such trash?
Oh, Ganon?
Yes, it's the worst thing ever. It's very disappointing. I don't know why they designed it that way. Hey, did you get all the things? Because now it just has half health. Oh, did you not get all the things? You have to fight them and then him at full health. That's more interesting, but then I don't have all the cool, fun experiences. It's a really weird setup. But it's still the best Legend of Zelda game I've played, in my opinion.
Same here. I've never been a fan of the Legend of Zelda series.
It's fair. It's a terrible series.
That I can agree with.
People are going to like that part. I want you to know they're going to be really excited about everyone not liking Legend of Zelda. It's not a treasured game by the community at all.
Yep.
So what else did you play?
I did have a lot of fun playing Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, that did come out.
Did you not play it?
I did play it. I have it. I just didn't beat it.
Fair enough. I pretty much got to the final level. The final level was just not... it got to a point where I got so angry where I just had to constantly stop playing the game. And it wasn't an unfair type of bad. It was just, man, if I didn't suck this much at this game, just maybe, I could beat it. But it was still a fun, challenging game. And did you only played it to you said to how far?
I didn't say how far. I got up to New Donk City and I did the whole festival and all that shit, and then I stopped.
Isn't that when Xenoblade came out when you stopped?
No, I played it when I went to Colorado for a while on the plane.
Oh, right. How was Colorado, by the way?
It's a state. It's pretty nice. I enjoyed it. But anyways, about Super Mario Odyssey, fucking stay on topic, my dude.
I just want to know sometimes what Jordan's doing.
Are you going to finish what you were saying, or are you just done now?
I'm pretty much done.
Oh, so you played 2 games on the Switch all year?
I did play Mighty Gunvolt, which was a pretty fun game. Shovel Knight was an alright game. I don't think I got to Shantae yet. But Sonic Mania was really fun. But they weren't anything that I was just actively telling anybody about other than they were just fun games.
you're good for podcasts. You know, you have a lot of opinions about things that are worth hearing.
Thank you, Jordan.
So I played Breath of the Wild. That was a cool game. I had a lot of fun with it. Then I remembered that I don't like the weapon breaking mechanic and the fact that I had like 50 of the same bow because it was the best bow, but I couldn't just keep the one because it's gonna break, and I thought that was stupid. And then I remembered that the whole game has all these stupid trials that I couldn't be bothered to do all of because they're just really not fun nor rewarding after a certain point in time, unless you have like a completionist kind of thing going on, which is never fun for like long anyways. It's more just like annoying and stressful. What else did I play on the Switch after that? I got ARMS, which was a good game that you also got, but didn't mention. Yeah.
I actually just don't have a lot of fun playing that game.
Really?
I mean, it's fun to just casually learn, but it's just whenever I try to get into the mechanics of the game, I don't like how like you have to curve the arm every now and then. It's one of those.
Oh, that's right. You fucking play on motion controls every time, don't you?
I occasionally do that. And then I try playing it on the controller, and it's so weird because you have to kind of move your movement stick as well as like the left and the right stick in order to kind of move it.
You just move the stick in the way you want to, like just the left stick the way you want to aim your punch.
And sometimes it feels like it gets in the way of my movement, which I don't really like.
Oh, so you don't like the dual control thing? All right. Well, ARMS was a lot of fun. I played a lot of ARMS. I found like the best thing with Min Min, and then like there was nothing else in that game for me because, like, man, just permafrost with the Chilla. It's like, what do you do? Or then you put on the shock, and you just like, what do you do? And Min Min's the best from that point on, you know. And they've introduced some new characters, Masango, which wasn't very interesting, but Lola, Dr. Coyle, those were all fun characters that I like to play around with. And then what else came out on the Switch? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out on the Switch, which is another game I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah, but once again, it had the same problems that most Mario Kart games have, where RNG really determines whether or not you're going to win that game. And when you're playing like against computers, the computers seem to have the best RNG. So there'll be times where I'm often in first place, and then out of nowhere, a blue shell constantly hits me, but it doesn't hit the guy who gets in front of me if I'm like not doing well in the match. I've just never been a fan of Mario Kart's item system. I preferred Fast RMX. I don't have that game though. I prefer that game a lot more than Mario Kart because it felt more.
Still not have Fast RMX.
It's not on my list of like things to get.
Okay, Fast RMX is a fun game. It was like the first racer I got when the Switch launched because I wanted something other than Breath of the Wild.
The only reason I got Mario Kart was I just wanted to get rid of Xenoverse 2.
Wow, you could have literally just gotten the store credit.
I don't know, it was just an impulse thing. I was like, Mario Kart looks like it's fun. I thought it was going to be a lot more fun than it was, and it wasn't. It was just...
You've got problems, man. You should get those worked out. Like, that's some serious shit, man. Frig. What else I was just going to say? ARMS, Mario Kart, played a bunch of those, and then I got... Frig, what was the next game I bought after that? Splatoon 2, which was Splatoon, and you know, it's fine enough, but it's nothing to write home about, you know. It's a simple game. It gets the job done. I play with mostly friends and nothing really outside of that. What else did I buy after Splatoon? I know at some point I got Disgaea, but that's just a fun portable game to have. Disgaea is like a tactical RPG, so just having that to grind literally forever with as a side thing when you have nothing else to do, you just need to kill some quick time is good. Fire Emblem Warriors came out, which I put in at not several hundred, like near 200 hours right now.
Who's your favorite character using that?
In Fire Emblem Warriors?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. They just released the Fates DLC pack back in December, and that added the first two on-the-ground Lance users, which are both unique and good, Azura and Oboro. I also like using Celica, and I like to use Lyn, because Lyn is very fast and does, like, just a lot of group kills. Cordelia is great to use as well. Anna's really good because the bow users are all really good, but they all play the same. Anna's just the one that I have like optimized the best. That's what I like to use in that game.
Lyn's a really good character in like the Fire Emblem series.
Yeah, Lyn's really good. Lyn, Celica, Cordelia, Camilla's actually really good just because of the way she's the only like wyvern rider, and she has like a lot of area of effect attacks, but she's like also super annoying because she just keeps like being really weird and like creepily seductive, and you're like, shut up, no one likes you.
That's because they know that's what people want.
I mean, all the creeps and freaks do, but like nobody needs to cater to them. Anyways, Camilla was good.
That's money for the game.
Lucina's fun to use. And I said Zora, Obito. They're both fun to use. I never used Niles, even though he's one of the DLC characters, because he's just another copy archer. And like I could look at his specials, but like I don't care enough.
What the archers are in the game?
Archers are Niles, Anna, Takumi, and Sakura.
I don't know who Anna is, but okay.
She's the girl in Fire Emblem Heroes with the axe.
Oh, she uses a bow too?
There's like 5,000 Annas who just exist through the multiverse of Fire Emblem. It's true.
The Fire Emblem universe is just...
Anna's like the weirdest thing about it. She like has a bunch of sisters. They all look like her, and they all are named Anna, and they just travel through the multiverse selling shit.
So I have like the mobile app version of Fire Emblem Heroes, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. And yeah. I've never seen another version of Anna in there. Like, it's only just the one.
Well, yeah, because every Fire Emblem game has an Anna in it. At least one, sometimes more.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And then, like, her windscreen is her, like, opening gold, and then, like, all of her sisters chasing her. And they're all dressed the same, and they all look the same. And you have to ask yourself, what did her mom go through? What else did I play on this Nintendo Switch this year? I Am Setsuna. I played that for the first time.
I need to get that game. I keep telling myself that I'm going to get that game one of these days, but I just never...
And now you have a new game that plays similarly to it that came out. Lost Sphere.
Lost Sphere?
Lost Sphere.
Huh.
Sphere. Like a circle. It just came out today. And it has like the same kind of active time battle system, similar art direction. And you have to talk about Octopath Traveler, don't you?
I am actually really excited for that game. I want to see how they deal with the story, because you're playing as multiple characters and going throughout whether or not... I want to see whether or not they actually interact with each other, or if their paths cross, would you actually be able to affect the story. The gameplay itself, based off of the demo, seemed pretty fun. I forget what her name was. The girl who could entice other villagers to fight for her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her gameplay style a little bit. I liked the idea of being able to just have random people come with you. It was funny playing as the male character, where you could just fight all the townsfolk if you wanted to. But there was like this one lady that was running the shop, and she was the hardest to beat. Like, there was nothing even in the fields that could be like as much of a challenge as she could.
Interesting.
But I wanted to see more about that.
Secret bosses, I guess. You know. What other games did I play on the Switch? Super Mario Odyssey, which is fun and everything like that. But it's a pretty game, like really neat, a lot of stuff going on. But I had other games to play, so you know that didn't take too much precedence.
You did play Xenoblade.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. Excuse you. There's other games I have on the Switch. I'm pretty sure of it. Like, my collection isn't that small. What else am I forgetting, though?
I mean, we went through a good amount of games.
Give me a second. I can pull out my Switch and look at it. I also spend a lot of money on the Switch in other ways. I have all the good colors for the Switch, which is everything but gray. Because fuck gray. If you have a gray Switch at home, you should just turn your Switch to grayscale and leave it like that forever, you boring person. I'm sorry, what? Pokken Tournament. Yeah.
Oh, right. We did just, play that yesterday.
We did play Pokken Tournament yesterday, and it's got that new DLC coming out, Aegislash and Blasters. I played Pokken Tournament way more now than I did on the Wii U. And because there's new additions like Darkrai and Scizor, which are way better than everyone else in the cast. I mean, not, actually tier list-wise. Like, Darkrai's trash. It has, no defense. So
yeah.
You hit it once, and it just, falls over on the ground. Like, why did you hit me like that, though? I'm a goat.
The Scissor did have some pretty cool moves and
yeah, Scissor's actually reasonably a Pokemon. Like, he's usable, you know. He's not I made a mistake, now I am dead.
I'm still trying to figure out like why Garchomp hasn't been nerfed yet.
Because nobody uses Garchomp.
But why? He has like so many good things.
He's gross.
He does so much damage for somebody who has a lot of health and has so many options.
Yep. He has a legit counter. He has that low grab.
Yeah, command grab.
So stupid. What else was there? And then there was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which was like the next big thing. I put like 250 hours in that game. And it's a bad game. It is a legitimately bad game. Like on a technical level, it is a fucking disaster. Textures don't always load in.
Other characters show up from like other games.
They don't show up from other games. The game has this unique art direction where they had characters designed by a bunch of different artists from different companies and so on and so forth. And then they tried to maintain that art direction from the design into the actual game, so a lot of it looks really weird, and you'll have a character designed from like Tetsuya Nomura and interacting with one of the characters designed by the guy who made the game itself, and it looks really weird because they don't belong together.
I think it would have been fun if they just kept going on with the different artist styles, even towards like the worlds and some of the monsters. I think it would have been like a nice little art choice. It would have been still really weird to look at, but I would have liked to see, you know, the Xenoblade characters. I forget who does the original art for like the actual game.
Who cares?
And the Final Fantasy artists.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, Nomura. I would love to see like them in Nomura's world or something like that, or in another artist's like illustration of a world.
I mean, it wasn't that consistent through like any kind of thematic point in the story. So
yeah, I would have liked to see that.
That would have required a lot of restructuring of the game. But I mean, the game demands restructuring because it is so legitimately awful.
The RNG is so great.
There's a stupid thing where you can get like blades, and there's like rare blades and common blades, and like it's just an RNG nightmare. It took me like 170 hours to get the last one. And, like, that was amazing for no one. It was really just stupid. And, like, there's, like, oh, yeah, we have, like, common core crystals, rare core crystals, and legendary core crystals. Legendary core crystals only gave me commons ever. I never got anything rare out of them. It's just a mess.
How many hours did it take before you got Cosmos?
I literally said 170 already.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you should listen more for a podcast. It's weird.
I should.
Anyways... then the games where like the game really shines poorly in like a shitty broken light bulb is the story and campaign, and all of the story beats are just kind of terrible, and like a lot of people keep talking about the story in like a positive light, and I don't really get it. I'm mostly confused. They're like, oh man, you know, like chapter 10, oh yeah, like spoilers I guess, but like who cares, the story's bad. Like I'm saving you some time here. Like Poppy's like all like sad and is like, oh yeah, like I have to stop you, Rex, because I know you want to go save Mithra, but you shouldn't go save Mithra because like she has to do this to save all of us. And it's like everyone's like, oh man, that seems so touching and heartfelt. Like Poppy really delivering on those emotional beats, but like it doesn't matter because like Mithra like sacrifices herself, and then like once they hit the ground later, she just pops back out of her core crystal. So it wasn't really a sacrifice. So all this dramatic sad stuff was just like really someone just saying, hey, wait, I'm going to go up there and do this, and then I'll just meet you down there. And that's all that really happened, but they acted like she was actually going to die. And it doesn't explain how Mithra, who was one person, when she comes out the crystal, it suddenly is two people, which doesn't make any sense. And she's just now like, how did you do that? No one's asking? Oh, cool. Which is like the theme of this game. Don't ask questions. Fuck you. This makes sense.
I remember that one scene where that lady just popped out of nowhere in the corner during the story. It was against that Nomura character that looks like.
You mean the Frozen girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. Oh yeah. So like one of the villains is like Jin, and he has like his driver, and he's like super in love with her, and like drags her frozen body all over the place because reasons. And like, and towards the end of the game, there's this big fight in the ship, and he just leaves her frozen body in the ship, and the ship just gets into this huge fight, and you're like, is he just leaving her behind? He's not gonna see her again. Like, I know this ship's not making it out of this fight. So, and then she's gone, and he didn't, like, say goodbye to her or anything. He just kind of left her there, and you're like, what was the point? What was his end goal? Why was he dragging her around just to leave her to die in this... What?
I mean, off screen they had a fight, so she just had to go.
She's frozen. She doesn't have a heart.
It was a very, very intense fight.
Why is he carrying around a dead body? He ripped out her heart so he could have it himself, so they'd always be connected. So why is he carrying around the body? There's no work. They don't talk about him trying to find a way to reverse it. He's just like, she told me that, like, I don't want to be forgotten, so I'm reusing her heart, and now I'll never forget her, and I just lived this life even though I want to die. And you know what makes less sense? He's a frozen body of her.
Wait,
but there's a... What?
So, wait, she said because she didn't want to be forgotten, so he ripped her heart out?
So, here's the thing. When a blade driver dies, the blade goes back to the core crystal.
Yeah.
And when it goes back to the core crystal, it loses all of its memories.
Okay.
But that plot point is forgotten by the end when Mithra and Pyra come back and they have all their memories. And you're just like, how? Why do you have your... No, that wasn't one of the biggest plot points in the game. Whatever. Anyways, so he rips her heart out and, like, infuses it with himself, and he becomes, like, a flesh eater. He's a blade who has like, the flesh of blah, blah, whatever. He remembers her. That's the whole point. He's alive and he remembers her. And then you get this cutscene of him and Malos, which is the other bad guy. And Malos sees him just sitting on, like, the street in the rain being a sad boy who wants to die. He's like, that's what I knew we were going to be friends. But the question is, if you see on the street like a sad boy who wants to die, where's the giant frozen body sitting? How is he storing that? He's a homeless loser. Where does he put a frozen...
Just how is he random alleys?
How is he keeping it frozen? None of that makes sense. There's no way he's carrying around this dead body that's frozen in ice if he's just slumming it on the streets, wanting to die.
Maybe he's an ice blade.
Maybe if he just didn't carry around this stupid shit all the time for no reason.
Because he has its art.
He's not playing to bring her back. That's not a plot point in the game. They don't care. She's staying dead. He just, like, mementos her body. God, fucking
it's like, I have her heart, but, I just like her body. And I like it being encased in ice. I guess I should just carry it around with me.
Stupid. So fucking stupid. And
good thing this ice doesn't melt.
Then there's the whole thing where it's like, oh yeah, and blades are just heavily impacted by their drivers, They define how they look, their personality, all this stuff. But then every blade you summon is, like, always looking the fucking same. And you're like, why did you write that line if you weren't going to abide by that rule?
So does Rex just have a dirty mind? Because some of those characters have some very...
No, he doesn't. Because it doesn't matter who summons those. They
so they
always
all
look the same.
They all do.
They all have the same... No, shut up. It does. And, like, fucking, like, you get, like, Brigid, who's, like, this girl with, like, fiery hair and, like, this nice dress with, like, cleavage for days. It's just a stupid, like, just kind of, like, fishnet middle where her chest is. And it goes straight down the middle. It's like, why? Because, like, Morag doesn't dress like that. Morag dresses, like, in armor. She's covered up nicely. She looks great. And then you're like, her blade looks like this? This is what she thinks about? That's what she... I don't believe you. It's fucking...
I feel like that could have been, like, an actual good story point.
They could have just solved it by not putting that line in the game.
That too.
The only thing that defines the driver defines about the blade is their personality. Even though, like, no one in the game picks up on that because, like, Malos is, like, evil and everyone's like, oh, he tried to destroy the world. But, like, we know his driver and his driver seems like a cool guy. No one's like, why does your blade want to destroy the world?
What do you think about?
Influence your... And then, like, later, they, like towards the end of the game, they're like, oh, you know why you're evil? It's because your driver's evil. And it's like, wow. It's, like, explicitly how that works. Fucking stupid asses. Like, oh my god. And then blades can just wield other blades on a question that will never be answered ever.
So, how does their, like, personality change that blade's personality? Where did that original personality come from?
Who the fuck knows? If you're a blade wielding a blade, can your driver wield that blade?
That's a good question.
No answers. Don't expect it. Fucking, what a nightmare game. And, like, people keep talking about, like, character development that happened in that game, and I just, like, people went from, like, I want to save everybody, but like there's consequences, but I never follow the consequences to nothing. Nothing. I don't remember any meaningful like character development in that fucking game at all. Like Nia was like sort of like a skeptic, but then she like starts to like Rex, and she just kind of like, yeah, Rex, I'll go along with your plans, and then by the end of the game, she's like, yeah, Rex, I just trust you a lot, and you're just like, that's not a lot of like development, I guess. She was scared to reveal that she was a blade, but like, for who? Like, why? What does it? Doesn't matter. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is just a nightmare game. Fucking like just the stupid lines that repeat every time you hit me. You think you can take me? Don't forget about me. Every time you hit them, they just say those same two lines, and you're just like, why? Stop. Who designed this? Oh my god.
It would be better if the voice acting wasn't so
atrocious.
Yeah.
The dialogue's a mess.
Southern Belle Polar Bear Woman. That's...
Oh, Dahlia. And then there's like the fact that like there's these two Aegises, right? And they fought forever, for years, right? And like Mithra like tried to save the world, but like places got destroyed in the process. And Malus was the guy trying to destroy the world. And like Malus walks around in the beginning of the game, just going from place to place, like, "What's up, guys? You got this mission for me? Yeah, we're gonna take this job." And everyone's like, "Whatever, Malus." And then like halfway through the game, it's like he's the Aegis, and you're like, "Why is no one mad at him?" But when Mithra goes to her town, everyone goes like, "Fuck you, Mithra! Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit, Aegis! You destroyed the world." It's like she's the hero of that story.
Yeah,
like,
she tried to stop it.
Yeah, like 3 places got blown up, but like. It was him trying to this. Why are you what is happening? Oh my god. Like,
he was obviously the bad guy.
And then like the most atrocious part of the game is like chapter 6, like Mithra gets captured and because you guys lose this fight, and like Mithra's like, sorry, Pyra is the one, she's in control now. And Pyra's like, "Oh no, you guys gotta get away from my friends or I'll destroy myself." And you're like, "Oh god, she's gonna sacrifice herself so they won't hurt us." Like they gotta listen to her because she'll just incinerate herself. And then the next chapter, when you're going to save her, you're fighting off the bad dudes, and she and Mithra are both talking to you. Like, "No, stop! You don't have to do this for us. You can just live happy lives without us. The only reason I wanted to go to Elysium was so I could ask my dad if I could die." And you're like, why did you need to ask to die if you were just going to kill yourself in the last chapter? If you have the ability to kill yourself, why are you going somewhere to go like,
she needs
please
permission.
Let me die? Like, what are you doing?
She obviously needs permission.
But she wasn't going to use permission. Like, the fuck is that?
They didn't know that.
What?
It was bargaining.
Fucking the other dude's like her brother. Like, Malus and her were the fucking... It's the fucking stupidest shit ever. It's the fucking nightmare game. And like the only good thing about it is like post game, you're not forced to deal with shitty story beats anymore. So you can just go around fighting like high level enemies and using the interesting combat system to your benefit. But like, God, everything to get through that, oh my god, it's so fucking bad. It's just a nightmare. And like everyone's like, "Xenoblade 2, man, it's the shit." And I'm like, did you play the same game as me?
I remember seeing a Reddit post saying that it was going to be part of the trinity of the 3 Switch games, which was Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda, and it was going to be that.
Yeah, I know. People told me about that, and I was like, no. After playing this, I can tell you it's not. I put 250 hours in that game. That game needs severe fixes. It has like the shittiest map I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, I've played some of that, and the map was horrid.
They said we fixed the map. We did an update, and now it has a second zoom level, which does not solve the problem at all. I can't set waypoints. You fucking... Ugh! The navigation in that game is stupid. And there are people out there who are like, I like the game set up for that because it encourages you to explore. And it's like, fuck off. Like, if you want to explore, you can do that with a good map. and I can not explore with a good map. The fact that I have the option to like be able to understand where I'm going doesn't stop you from going, I'm just gonna ignore that waypoint. I'm just gonna run around this field for 2 hours. You can do that on your own time without ruining my life in the process. I understand people like that.
Breath of the Wild proved that you could just do that without ruining someone else's life.
Exactly. Breath of the Wild is a fantastic example. There's a great map. There's tons of exploration to do. But if I was like, fuck exploration, I could be like, fuck exploration and actually just have fun. Fucking disaster of a game. Like, why would I want to explore that shitty game? Like, oh my god. Everything's not loading in. That's so amazing right now. Oh god. What is this? 248 8p? Like, fucking...
What's this? I'm level 1. There's a max level dinosaur just walking around. Why is that a thing? I'm just learning how to use my blades.
Oh yeah, and there's that whole part of the game where like everyone was so fucking confused by how you're supposed to like progress that they're walking through this level 80 area trying to get to this level 30 enemy, and they're like, what? Why is the game set up like this? I can't get through this area because it's a fucking nightmare for navigation. And all they have to do is just create it so you have the option for both. It's not like asking too much. It's a very simple request. Xenoblade 2 Chronicles 2 is a shitty game with a lot of fucking potential, and I want to like it, but I don't like bad things, so I have to give it a shit review because it's a shit game.
Yeah, I'm not like the biggest fan of the combat either. Like the whole auto combo thing, it just, for someone like me, it's really hard for me to just sit
It's
there.
really not, like, once you're at, like, the part of the game where it's fun, like, that's not a big issue anymore.
Okay.
You're at the end game, you can, like, almost never do auto combos because you have your driver art set, and then you have a lot of stuff that auto refills them, like Mithras.
Yeah.
And then you can switch to your other blade once you run out of driver arts, and then launch that with your overclocking bangle. By the time you're out of driver arts to use, the next blade's ready. So you can just switch a lot and do more damage for switching a lot. So it becomes a very beneficial game that says, why the fuck would I ever auto attack unless you have specific perks for auto attacking, like regen and health and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's not the worst. It definitely has stuff going for it.
I've had more fun playing other types of combat styles, but I can see where people are having fun with that. And I actually do see the potential in, like, if it was like a multiplayer game, that would be a little
Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I heard that was a shit nightmare, but also had awful music. But we won't get into that. Pretty sure one of the lines in the song for Xenoblade Chronicles X was, "Hello, is anybody out there? I need a bigger gun."
So it was a little bit, of Adele's was it Hello from the Other Side, but like a lot worse.
I mean,
someone looked at that song and was like, I can make it better, and then they just fell on their face while trying to make that song.
Look, that game died with the Wii U, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, that's what we did for like Nintendo. You have other stuff going on, right? Other things you've been playing.
I have been having a lot of fun playing Warframe. I realized that it's a lot more fun when you're playing with other people and you're looking up some of the things that are required to help you do like big amounts of damage. Because one of the main things I've had with looter shooters, and it's a really big problem in Destiny, and kind of a problem in Borderlands, is that when you level up and get better gear, it doesn't ever feel like you're actually that much stronger. And once again, it's really noticeable in Destiny because all the enemies are just pretty much the same, and the same giant health sponges.
Damage sponges,
yeah.
Yeah.
So no matter what gun you get, even if you have the best gun in the game, you're still going to do the same damage than you were doing with, another legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But with the mod system that's in Warframe, it actually gives you it makes you feel a lot more overpowered, because if you use the weapons in like base value, you might still come across that same problem. But there's a character that I use called Ember. And she has this ability where she could just light everything on fire around her for like a duration of her energy.
Mm-hmm.
And at base value, it does a good amount of damage, and it one-shots really weak enemies. But with mods, you can increase the strength of it, how much energy that burns off, so you can have it going on a lot longer. And then you can go against like really strong bosses and still do a decent amount of damage while you have that ability up. And then you can buff your other abilities with her other ability that increases the amount of fire damage that she does. And then there's the bows and some of the other weapons where you can mod them to have different type of elements. You can mix fire and ice and make an explosive element. fire and electricity to make radiation, which makes people fight each other for some reason. But I like the fact that there's so many customizable options in that game that allow you to play the game the way you want to play it. The one thing I do have a problem with it, though, is that how grindy it can be, but that kind of comes with a free-to-play game.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about Warframe. That's why I stopped playing it.
If you're playing that game and you don't know what's going on, or you don't have friends to play with, it becomes really like hard to figure out how to get to certain points in the game. For example, I am in a faction, the New Loka, and I was trying to become the next tier of their system, which was like a pure, and it required a specific item that I had no idea how to get. Sure, if I looked around a little bit more, I probably would have figured it out. But what you have to do is you have to find these little void relics, which are in certain missions like excavation or defense. And then you got to use that relic during a Lilith or a fissure mission. I'm just going to say a fissure mission. You have to have that right one, and then you got to collect all the void fissures. And then you have a chance at getting that item based off of that, because you have 4 other people usually in a group that also crack the same a relic. That's roughly the same because they're different tiers of relics. I forget what the names are, but they're different names. And then they go by alphabetical order. So I might have an A fissure, the other guy might have a T fissure, and based off of how the game feels, they're going to give me maybe the rewards of the T fissure. And things like that, it's just, it bothers me, but at the same time, it's not too bad when you have friends to play with.
Okay.
Then there's games like Overwatch where...
Oh, gross.
Where it's one of those games where I have fun playing casually, but I realize that Blizzard's not going to actually fix that game. They're too busy trying to make money off that game.
And control the toxic community.
I mean, I guess I still see a lot of toxicity in that game, so they're not doing that great of a job.
Look, there's a lot of toxicity to remove. It's a really popular game because, reasons, I guess.
But, we have more skins. There was a Mercy nerf that's been on the PTR for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and the Blizz World and 100 skins just came out yesterday, out of nowhere. But those nerfs.
You say out of nowhere, but those have been in the works for some time.
I mean, I know they were in the works, but they didn't start announcing that. They announced the Mercy and Junkrat nerfs way before they started announcing the cosmetics.
Yeah, because cosmetics, you don't need a lot of time between announcements and release. You just need to have them finished and ready. How long do you think they've been playtesting those buffs and nerfs and stuff like that? One's a lot easier to get through because one, you have a lot of backlash, and when you have straight money, and sure there's backlash, but let's be real, the Overwatch community doesn't give a shit enough to actually devote any time to changing that game. Every time you hear someone complain about how Overwatch is just a bunch of loot box bullshit, someone's gonna sit there and be like, yo, but it's just cosmetics. I don't understand. It's a really shitty community on that front alone, because Overwatch is a bunch of nonsense. I fucking hate that game.
Oh, yeah, and I don't blame you.
What was that?
Yeah, I've never liked the loot box system. I always thought it was dumb that you couldn't just buy the skins, and I know why they did that. They just want to make more money.
No, son, because, it costs money to get new content that's basically you never have to pay for. That's what a lot of people say about Overwatch. They're like, well, because, all these people are buying loot boxes and shit to get skins that I don't care about, I don't have to pay for my content.
You know how much money Blizzard makes?
I know. They're part of Activision, my dude. Anyways, the problem that I have with people's mentality with that is okay, cool. You don't want to pay for additional content, so you want someone else to go through and spend a bunch of money on shit that they just want to be able to buy normally, not have to go through this crazy RNG system for, and you're just okay with it because that means you get something free. Isn't that you just being a shitty person who's unwilling to pay for the things they have?
Yeah.
Fucking
once
fuck
again,
off.
If I like the skin, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll support the game if it's good.
I want to be able to buy the things for the games that I want in the game and not a loot box for it,
Because based off an RNG, you could buy a thousand or more loot boxes, and technically you can never get that skin. You could possibly never get that skin.
That is true.
Now they have kind of tried to fix the RNG about that. You're less likely to get a duplicate nowadays. You could still get it.
Yeah, no,
but it's still there. You could still technically never get it.
Yeah, and then there's the fact that a lot of them are like timed, like limited exclusively releases, like
yearly releases.
You only get like this 1 month a year to get these set of skins.
No, it's 2 weeks.
Sorry, 2 weeks.
Don't give them too much credit
to get all these skins. It's been a long time since I touched that game because it's so.
I understand, but I just gotta make sure you're not giving credit that's not due.
Like, it's just poor design. Who would want that in their game? Like, I get that
EA.
this, and like the thing about things like this in video games and like all the complaints I'm making is like, yeah, it matters in the sense that this kind of stuff affects the future of video games. It's not like, oh, this thing is bad, but I'll let it off the hook because, all this other stuff's good. It's like, well, if it's successful on a grand scale and it gets away with all those bad shit, that means you're just going to see more people try to pull off the bad shit.
Yeah, which is why Star Wars Battlefront 2 happened.
Yeah. I tried to tell people back when Overwatch came out. No one fucking listened to me. I fucking said that shit. This is a bad thing for the community.
I did.
Yeah, that's why you still playing Overwatch, isn't it? You fucking
I didn't pay for it.
Whatever you say, man. Anyways.
I didn't support any of that
Overwatch
financially.
is a shit game. It's also just kind of boring after a while, There's a lot of the same scenarios. There's not a lot of modes, especially when I was playing. There's more now.
It's still not enough.
It's just...
Because those are all arcades that occasionally show up. Like Capture the Flag, I have a lot of fun playing that, but the way the arcade's set up, and this is my theory for why it's set up because Blizzard benefits like financially more if the person who's playing the arcade is just miserable trying to get the loot box victories. Because if I'm having fun playing Capture the Flag, I'm like, getting these loot boxes is fine. I don't need to buy no fucking loot box. But if I'm playing like 3v3 lockout with some random people and I'm either not carrying the team because I suck at the game, I'm not gonna lie to you, or the people on my team suck even more, and we're playing against people who just happen to be really good at the game and really love that game, then I'm just having a miserable time the whole time.
Sounds awful.
And there's only 3 modes for competitive. There's hybrid, King the Hill. I think there's a couple of them, like 4. But they're so forgettable that I can't really think of them.
Push the Cargo, King of the Hill. What else is there?
The hybrid, which is the capture the point and then push the card.
Is there another one after that?
Yeah, it was like capture 2 points, King the Hill, hybrid. I think that's it.
I think it's like there might be one more, but like that's been like the same since launch, and like
capture 2 points, push the card, King the Hill, and hybrid. Yeah, just the 4.
It's really not super great or interesting because there's only so many scenarios that will happen, and then like the way people are very like picky about how you fucking play your game is also not great. But like whatever, that's Overwatch. Did you play any other games?
Let's see. I did play a little bit of Street Fighter, like the arcade edition.
Oh, the new one that just came out.
I did like.
Did you touch up on Geef?
Geef looks like Geef is super disgusting in that game.
Yeah.
His V-Trigger 2 is just...
2 is nonsense. I heard that. I don't know what it is, but I heard it's nonsense.
He can combo into his SPDs.
Nice!
Like, you could combo into his super, but no. You can combo into his SPDs, and his SPDs do more damage.
That's nice.
And I'm like, okay, so they just want Snake Eyes to win this game.
Apparently, like, round 2 Geese is, like, unstoppable, because it's, like, guess and then guess again. If he has meter, so it's just like, oh, cool. I heard that like Street Fighter Arcade has added like a level of Marvel-esque kind of play with the V-Triggers 2s because they're all just allowing characters to do pretty insane shit.
Yeah, there's some pretty good combos in there. I still haven't seen anybody do that one combo that I that I tried out with the Solarplex.
So what you're saying is you need to start playing Street Fighter like seriously.
Nah, I don't have the willingness or the dedication to play that game on a higher level.
Then what you do now?
Yeah.
But you're creating new stuff that no one's ever done.
Yeah, but it's still not always fun. It's not like something
It's a fighting game. Is any fighting game always fun?
I actually had a lot of fun playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but a lot of people...
Are you sure you're just not the problem?
Maybe I am the problem.
But is that it for you? Street Fighter, Warframe, Overwatch?
I wanted to play... I've also played Dishonored 2, which was a pretty fun game. I like the fact that you can either be really stealthy about things, or you could just straight up attack everyone. Because sometimes there'll be moments where you're just taking people out, and you have to make sure the bodies are gone. And because if you don't do that, you know, sometimes people will go, hey, there's a dead body here. Or you could actually take them out without actually killing them. You can, you know, do a chokehold. They'll pass out. You just drag them, throw them into a box somewhere. And then you get, and it affects the way people see you in the town, which is kind of weird because you're killing the people who are just like, they're responsible for killing the queen and kidnapping the daughter. And you start off, I was playing, and it was, that was a weird set of words. But it starts off with you being framed for the murder of that queen and the abduction of that daughter. But the people who you join up with are really quick to believe you. It's just like, why do you believe me? You don't really know me like that. And there's also this little this power you can get from this random god that gives you powers based off of runes, and he gives you a heart that has this really nice voice, but he just says random secrets about stuff. So you'd be like, hey, that one guy used to like dudes or something like that, or this guy constantly works at his job to forget about his problems about his marriage. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you were just constantly depressing, but you sound so soothing. So I guess I'll just have you here because I need you for runes.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's very weird. The combat was also pretty fun. It's kind of like Skyrim's combat, where you have the first person attacking with one hand. You know, one hand you have your weapon, and the other hand you have your abilities.
Yeah.
And the stealth combat's pretty cool sometimes too, because you can just jump down and stab people. You can summon rats to attack the enemy, and if you level up your rats, the rats will eat the body. But there's a certain point in the game where there's just they'll have this one item. It's like it's something that shoots out electricity, and if you summon the rats, it just decimates them, and if it sees you, it decimates you.
Dishonored sounds like a weird game.
It is a pretty weird game, but overall I had fun playing it. Cool. I haven't finished it because I've been getting back into playing Warframe, but it's definitely something I like playing whenever I'm just chilling by myself.
So is that about it for games for you then? Because you seem to play like more of the online multiplayer games that you play over a long period of time than like, you know, single adventures.
Yeah, I have played a little bit of Dead by Daylight as well.
Oh, shit.
And I have a lot more fun playing the killer than the survivor. I'm not a fan of being chased around by some guy that I can't actively like fight back against, except for...
This surprises really no one, to be honest.
It's not. If you know me, then you know that I wouldn't like playing the survivor. I liked playing the trapper because I'm a big fan of just setting up traps and just tricking my opponent into running into them. Or them constantly just running about and me just having the luck of the draw and they just run into a trap.
You should play Deception. It's literally a game designed around you making traps and trying to get people to fall into them.
That sounds like a fun game, and I might have to write that down.
And you're playing as the villain, by the way. Like,
I mean, I thought it was safe to assume that's what the guy was.
Like, no, like there's like a bunch of heroes and they're coming to stop you. You just have to set up traps to ruin their life.
The only game the only series I remember something like that where someone just sets up traps and that's the good guy is Home Alone. And even then, he did some pretty nasty stuff. So I don't know if he's actually the good guy. Because I'm pretty sure in real life he would have committed murder.
I mean, but they were trying to break into his house.
Yeah, but it's still murder.
Self-defense.
Like, some of those traps would have been, like, fine. Just after a certain point, it's like, are you trying to murder them?
How many times are they going to try to break in?
Are you going to call... That's also true. But I'm surprised no one called the police.
Why would they do that? He had it under control.
With his almost murdery tactics.
Yeah, exactly. So is that it for games? You gonna try Friday the 13th?
Nah.
Or any of the other ones like that? Because I think there's another one that's coming out.
Friday the 13th, I've seen some gameplay of it. It doesn't seem that great unless you know who you're playing with. Like, if you're playing with a party of friends, then it's actually pretty fun. But otherwise, nah. Okay. I don't want to get in a game full of randos and try and play that game.
Okay. Then I guess it's me now and all the stuff I played since last time.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. I played Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and did that whole thing. I did Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, Nier Automata. What else did I play? Oh yeah, I did play a bit of Sonic Mania too. But what else did I play? Sorry, go ahead.
I did play Sonic Forces, which was just a hilariously bad game.
You did play that.
It's such a nothing game. Nothing really important happens other than everybody just saying, "Hey, that character you created, he's the best. They're the best. Here's customize some characters."
Sonic died and Knuckles became the
Sonic lost. They said he was being tortured. Like they said he lost, and then like the next scene, they're just like, Sonic's alive. He's not dead. Like straight up next scene. Sure, they say there's a time skip between that, but no. Next scene, Sonic's alive. And not even tortured. They were saying he was being tortured, but you go to his cell and he's just sitting there, like, looking regular with his cuffs on, like, hey, can I just crack some jokes? Maybe get something to eat? And it was just like, this isn't tortured Sonic. I expected at least an eye patch or something.
You want to, like, punish Sonic to come out with, like, the beard and the eye patch and everything?
That would have been something!
Like, changes the whole theme of the game? Oh my god. Punish Sonic. Anyways.
And then they had like this system where you had your own little gun thing. One, the gameplay system for the created character was so dumb because there were moments where the character did everything for you with the whip because you couldn't drift in that game. I don't know why you couldn't.
Oh, cool. That's exciting. Sounds like fun.
There was also moments where you could just constantly press the Y button, and then once you get it all the way powered up, you just constantly dash through the enemies. I'm like, this isn't that great. It was just hilarious to go through because Infinite was like an actual person who became this evil person and he became this evil person because Shadow beat him up. Nice. In like the episode Shadow story. He's like, I don't want to be weak. But at the same time, Eggman's like, yeah, I created Infinite. I created the Phantom Ruby, which created Infinite. I'm the greatest. It was like, but no. In the pre-story, he's an actual person. You just kind of helped him get a little bit stronger, I guess.
Cool. Sonic Forces, everyone. As good as everyone expected.
I got to live out the meme that I wanted.
Anyways, I also played Persona 5, which was fun until I realized I really hate this fucking lame Pokemon mechanic because I don't give a shit about any of the things I'm supposed to collect and use, and then I have to use them and just do a whole combat system I could care less about. But the social links and all that shit was really cool, but kind of shallow because like they all kind of go the same way where you pile up. If it's a girl, you can date her, and then if it's not a girl, you can't date them. And cool, that's it. And like they all have like one scene after you start dating them, and like cool, I guess it's just there's not enough variety there. What else did I play on my PlayStation? I played a lot of Gundam Versus. I spent a lot of money on Gundam Versus. I bought all
how much money did you spend?
They have like near 30 DLC suits. Each DLC suit is $5.
Oh.
And I bought all of them, and I plan to buy all of them as they release. So I know I'm at least around $100-something on Gundam Versus. If you include $150, and if you include the base game, no, at least 100. I don't think I'm at like 150. I have to double check. What's 20 times 5?
20 times 5 is 100.
Oh, so maybe 150.
Because you said 30 suits for $5, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's 30 yet. I know it's getting up there.
Oh, you didn't get all of them yet?
No, I have all of them that are available, but they're releasing like 2 every week for the next couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Like they did in December.
All right, I thought they were all out and you bought them all.
No, not yet.
Okay, my bad.
I'm buying them as they come out, which is about $10 each time there's a set that comes out. And it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It's really fast. Like, you have to be super conscious of everything going on. Big combos equal you getting hit, so you got to be really careful about that. You really want short, optimized combos, unless you know the other team isn't gonna like interrupt you. Then you can go for that big damage. And it's just there's a lot of cool Gundam designs. I watched a lot of Gundam after just getting back into it, which was really nice. You know, I went through Double O, which was a nightmare series. I went through 8th MS Team, which was really good. I went through War in the Pocket, which was really good.
Bendy and the Ink Machine was a weird game.
What?
Bendy and the Ink Machine was a weird game. I need to finish that.
I don't know what you're saying.
Bendy and the Ink Machine is a...
Bendy and the Ink Machine?
Yeah.
Where the fuck do you find trash? Anyways, 8th MS Team, War in the Pocket. I went through those. I went through Iron Blood Orphans, which I really enjoyed, and I went through another series. I'm pretty sure I went through the original Gundam series. And you know, just Gundam's a lot of cool shit. Sometimes wrapped up in nonsense, and it's part of that kind of thing I've been noticing where people are like ready to like defend shit that's just bad, and it's like, guys, everyone, please understand that just because you like something bad doesn't mean there's a problem. We're all allowed to like bad things. I've watched a lot of bad things in my time, like the show Supergirl. That show sucks. It's just the most preachy nonsense I've ever seen, with a plot that just, man, they don't even have, like, they can't even do proper grammar in the show. Like, there's no editor sometimes, so they just say sentences and you just look at like, that's not how you say that. Why do you speak like that? It's just oh god, like, that show's really bad. But you know, I've watched almost all of it.
Hey, I've had fun playing Sonic 06.
Yeah, you know,
it's a terrible game. It's just I never experienced any of the things that anyone had a problem with, like, other than the story. That is just.
And I've played a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like, I've played a lot of it. Like, I've had fun playing that game because there are good parts in that game, but it is objectively bad.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's okay to like bad things, but don't fucking sit and look at me and say, yeah, that bad thing is good, because you're a liar, and there's no point in lying.
Like, just because it's fundamentally bad doesn't mean it's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. Bad, fun, different things. Different things. Completely different things. Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is bad and not fun. But hey, you know,
I occasionally have fun watching it, but
there were jokes that were funny sometimes.
But a lot of them that were that was unnecessary and felt uncomfortable. I was like, why did you put that
and
joke
then there
there?
was like a really tropey nonsense story that we've seen 1,000 times. And then there was just scenes that were like poorly edited and made no sense. The one that I talk about the most, fucking Gamora and Nebula's stupid fucking fight, where it just cuts to fucking Gamora sitting in a random fucking field.
Where did she?
And she flies out of nowhere, starting shooting guns on the ship, and Gamora somehow just outruns all the bullets. But you know, we'll let that slide, because a lot of movies have people just dodging bullets all the time without even moving sometimes. We'll get back to that fact later. What? Well, you got something to say?
So here's the thing that I don't get. How far did she go, and how did she get there so quickly? Because no one else noticed that they had that fight, right?
No one else did.
So how far did she go?
Space. Anyways. What else?
On foot.
Space. Anyways. What happens next? Oh yeah, so she crashes the ship, and then Gamora rips the gun off the ship and then starts shooting it. Which, fun fact, that's not how guns work. You can't rip off the gun of a jet and start shooting it. They're not designed for people to shoot them manually, because they're attached to ships. Like, the ship doesn't have secret hands that just pull the triggers on the fucking gun. And whatever. She shoots at Nebula, who's trapped in a broken ship, and somehow, once again, fails to murder her, and somehow just causes her to fall. And then when she sees that she's falling, she's like, I don't know, I'll save you. And it's like, why did you shoot at her if you were just going to save her? And then, surprise, Nebula betrays her and then goes like, haha, I got you now. And instead of killing her, goes, I just wanted to be your sister. And they're like, what?
It was such a
What the fuck are you talking about? They're not even real sisters. They've spent no time acting like sisters. They were just both kidnapped by the same dude. And the guy says, now fight each other. And then when one lost, he was like, oh, you fucking suck. He chopped off her arm and gave her a robot arm, and then kept doing that every time she lost. And somehow, when she was getting chopped up into tiny pieces, she goes, "Man, Gamora would just be a great sister." And you're like, she's the reason why you're getting fucked up right now. Like she's not. She's just letting you take these L's, and you're just.
They wanted her to.
What was the point of that scene?
They wanted her to be the ultimate tsundere.
Like the scene has just no point in existing. It's a mess. It's a mess. I saw a lot of movies last year. I went to the theater a bunch. And that was one of the worst experiences I had. Next to Spider-Man Homecoming, where Spider-Man doesn't even swing through the city once. But he drives a car. Why?
He tries to swing through a lawn. Like I ran and through the countryside. Which was a funny little joke, but you know.
Which would have been nice if we got, like, I don't know, a scene where he swung through the city. Fucking so stupid. There's a scene in the trailer where he's swinging through the city next to Iron Man. Remember? Really? Yeah. Huh. I'm pretty sure they fucking even use it for, like, the cover of the movie, which is, like, offensive because that doesn't happen.
Why did they cut that out?
Because it was purely made and shot just so you could have that person go, "Oh shit, Spider-Man, Iron Man team up. I gotta go see that movie."
Even though they didn't really team up.
They didn't. Not once. The best. That movie's so stupid. Like, Tony's just a shit mentor. That's the walk away from that movie. Like, oh god, Peter's trying to contact you and tell you about this whole plan going, and you're not contacting Peter at all. Oh no, Peter shows up to stop the thing from happening, and he messes up because he's a stupid kid.
And you didn't tell him that you already had a plan going on.
And you called the cops already. Like that, and then you yell at him for messing it up because you didn't communicate. What?
It's like, tell him. Just tell him.
What a piece of shit.
You have the best technology in the world. You couldn't use your regular ass phone.
He could have just been like, "Yo, Pete, I got your messages. It's fucking handled."
You couldn't have sent a text. Been like, yo, Pete, I got your call. I called the police. My guys are here.
Bam, done.
You could have called the suit.
And you know the whole scene where like the ship is getting destroyed and everything in that movie, and like no one died. It cut through the entire ship. You're telling me no one was standing on that fucking line through the entire ship? No one fell out the ship when it was like falling apart? Well, that's super convenient. Fucking stupid. The movie's not great. It's not great at all, but people liked it. So
I feel like the Vulture thing could have been avoided if Tony would have just paid those guys off.
The Vulture thing would have been avoided if like that dude, like once he bought the super nice house, got into a super nice cool school, he fucking chilled out. Like, yeah, I'm doing this for my family, dude. Your family's good at this point.
You're set.
You can stop.
I've seen that house. That house looks amazing.
And it's not like they set up at some point like for there to be a subplot about him being addicted to crime or anything. He's just like, I need one last score for my family who doesn't need it. There's like a tonal dissonance there. But whatever. Anyways.
I love how he just puts a gun to Peter's face and Peter just doesn't grab his hand and break it.
No, he's a child.
I mean, child or not, if you point a gun to like their face and they know they can break your arm, I feel like they would.
Nah, man, he was too spooked.
I mean, I guess.
Look.
And then he said the guy like to make sure to beat him up. Like, what if his daughter saw that?
Why was that guy waiting outside by the exact doors he was gonna? Like, that was just a lot of convenience.
Did he ever return that car that he stole?
No, he wrecked it.
So he just wrecked the car that he stole.
Yes. Cool. Remember, he the closest thing he does to a web thing through the city is when he attaches the web to the light pole and slides the car through the turn on its side.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that car got fucked. What else?
Insurance doesn't even cover that too.
I saw The Last Jedi. It was not great just because it was a bunch of nonsense plot points.
I just can't get into Star Wars.
It's fine. It's okay. It's not for everyone. I didn't enjoy The Last Jedi because the whole thing with Last Jedi was like, we're going to subvert all your expectations by taking all these things and then doing absolutely nothing with them. And then we're going to take Finn through the exact same arc that he went through the last film, which was, I'm a coward, and then I met this girl, and I'm less spooked now because girl was cool. So that was a lot of just a waste of time. And there's like this whole like it's an 18-hour super slow chase through space, which is stupid. Like the moment you say that out loud, it's just like you're saying they're floating through space for 18 hours just shooting guns at each other while nothing really happens. And then there was like this really cool scene that everyone likes to talk about where like the lady like goes through hyperdrive through like the enemy ship and you get this really cool shot, but like she could have done that so much earlier. Like her friends were dying and she's just like, I'm gonna stay on the ship and I'm gonna die because, you know, someone has to pilot it, even though she's not seen piloting it until she decides to kill herself.
You mean tell me they didn't have autopilot?
Yeah, no, fuck you, dude. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away where autopilot doesn't exist. Anyway.
Bullshit. They got fucking space wizards out here doing random stuff.
Excuse you. It's a religious thing. They're not wizards, you know? They're like space priests.
Oh, I'm sorry, space priests.
Yeah, man.
With lightsabers, which
yeah, man.
I don't know how they work, but I feel like they shouldn't.
It's like a crystal, and there's like a light thing that goes through the crystal, and it makes like a beam sword.
Okay, sure. But they don't know how to they don't understand autopilot?
Yeah, what the fuck is an autopilot?
Dude, we have autopilot.
I don't know. Is there a guy named Otto? Does he pilot the ship? Is that it?
Oh my god, I just wanna fight a lot of the writers sometimes.
Anyways, so she has to pilot the ship by standing on the ship, watching her friends die, until she goes, wait, I have an option here. What she could have just done from the get-go and just solved that whole thing so not a bunch of people died. Fucking last shot is just like a mess.
And don't forget Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda, the ghost guy who can like call lightning down from the sky and then doesn't help people at all because fuck you, I'm a ghost.
So is he like a god now?
I mean, arguably he was a god before.
Like, do people worship Yoda now?
I mean, Jedi is a cult, so sorry, a religion, not a cult. I didn't say it was a cult. Why would I call it a cult? Anyways, it's a religion, so I mean, I guess in a weird roundabout way.
Like, did Yoda help somebody? Like, not you know, dealing with the story, but did some other planet dude just like Yoda help them out and they just pray to Yoda now?
Yoda I don't know. I'm pretty sure Yoda wouldn't help anyone. Except he doesn't help anyone. He just burns down a tree for Luke because Luke's being a giant pussy. Anyways, that movie had its problems. I did not enjoy it. What am I going to complain about next?
What about Justice League?
Justice League was fine. It wasn't perfect, but it was fun. And hopefully, you know, instead of having two directors on the film next time, they'll have one director on the film next time.
I really loved Barry Allen's involvement in the movie. Just the phrase, if she kills you, we will cover for her, is my favorite line in that movie.
Okay. Barry Allen was fun. He was different from TV show Barry Allen, who was an idiot.
Yeah, isn't he constantly, like, messing up the time stream?
He's constantly messing up everything because he's fucking stupid. He's the dumbest superhero I've ever seen in my life.
He sounds like Peter Parker.
Peter Parker's smarter than him.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Peter Parker's like a genius, man. Come on now.
Yeah, but he causes a lot of his own problems in the books. Like, he creates some of his villains, I think.
I mean, who doesn't?
You got me.
That's what I thought. What was I gonna say next? Devilman Crybaby. Oh yeah, dudes. I watched that shit recently.
It was hilarious to watch, but such a bad show.
Now, how was that show hilarious?
Just seeing how they run it, just stuff like that is just...
It was so bad. The bird agrees with me. That was a terrible series.
You upset by mentioning Devilman Crybaby.
It's such a stupid show. Like, why do people like it? Like, every time I try to, like, read something about it, someone just goes, like, oh, yeah, dude, it's, like, a nonsense gore fest, and, like, there's just sex and everything everywhere, and it's so absurd, and, like, you know, they're like, hey, man, like, by halfway through it, you're, like, numb to it, and, like, that's, like, the whole point of Satan in the show, and I'm like, first of all, halfway through it, I wasn't numb to it, I'm like, this is just fucked up. What What's the angle here? Is the angle humans are bad? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because shut up. That's so pretentious.
They're being literally led by Satan because Satan went on the TV and said, hey, fuck everybody else up.
like, if your whole story is like humans can be bad and numb, and like, fuck off. Like, no one needs you to tell anyone that. That's not something that needs to be expressed through like a fictional medium. Like, literally, that's the life people live, and then like you have the fact that some people aren't like that, so you're just being an asshole because you're being a pessimist, and it's not some kind of revolutionary. Oh wow, what a great storytelling you're doing! It's just you're being a dick. Shut up.
People who weren't shitty got murdered for no reason.
Oh my god, it was so fucking stupid. There's no takeaway from Devilman Crybaby.
It was just so funny where I forget what her Miki, she wrote that random like essay about how her I forget what his name is, the main character,
Akira Fudo.
Yeah, how he's such a good person, and their first response was, let's go to this person's house and just kill her and everyone who's there. I was just like, that's just terrible reasoning. Why would you do that? You know, there's a scene going side by side with that where he's just trying to protect the people that, you know, they're throwing rocks at, and then these kids are just like, you know what, this is kind of wrong, and they hug the guy, and then the murder still just constantly happens. It's just like, so I guess no one's filming that, him trying to be a good guy.
It's just really stupid. It makes no sense. And then like the other thing people like to keep telling me is like, oh man, this show has like such great art style. Okay, so if you think Devilman has great art style, go look up Superhero on Adult Swim, and then go look up Digimon the movie or The Girl Who Jumped Through Time. And then imagine those things just smashed together shittily with a hammer. Just and then you have that same fucking art style. Like, there was nothing beneficial about this series. And the fact that people were walking around like, oh, what a masterpiece. It's just, like, what is the takeaway from this story? Like, it's so bad on a fundamental level with no actual redeeming qualities that I don't understand it.
He jizzed on the ceiling?
He jizzed on the ceiling. That was a scene worth my time.
Because he wanted to have sex with the person he lived with, even though there was a bunch of girls who were into him. So he could have had sex with anyone else. It wouldn't have killed anybody if he did it too, I think. I'd like to hope. Then there was just like another Devilman that was like him, that was a girl. So, you know, he could have met up with that one too. There was a lot of things this series could have done better. I feel like that was the theme of the show. It could have been done better. And
now, it is based on a manga, and apparently the manga went much the same way, and some of the worst shit was like straight from the manga. But that just means this wasn't worth reviving, you idiots. This was a waste of everyone's time. Like, this past year in media has just been like excessive stupidity and on what people should like fucking see, and like I don't understand it. Like, that show was vile and had nothing redeeming about it, and it's not even like 13 Reasons Why vile, which was like another one of those shows where I was like, this doesn't need to exist.
That was such a bad show.
You're not helping anyone. And 13 Reasons Why is a special kind of awful because its premise is like, oh yeah, you know, mental health awareness. You gotta be aware of shit like this. And then it's like, now we're gonna show you this person getting raped on cam. We did say trigger warning, so you know, I hope you're not watching it, because let's just take a moment and go, when people watch a show, they're often looking for some sort of relatability. So they might be drawn to a show like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they watch and they see the trigger warning, like, oh, okay. And then they watch it, and it's so much more in depth than any other kind of thing like that has ever been in media. They're just now fucked up forever. And then you have the suicide on cam. Oh my god, it's so callous. Did you read the book? Because I read the book.
No.
But in the book, she just took pills. And they never even explicitly said she took pills. They allude to it in one part of the book only. Like, and all like the other teen drama is like knocked down. Like, half of those characters make very brief appearances in the book. They knocked all of that drama up, and you're like trying to tell me you're trying to help people. Like, there's actual evidence that show made people's lives actively worse. Like, the Google Trends went up for people on ways to commit suicide, and like more shitty things happened because of that show. And it's a fucking mess.
So why did everybody, all the people, like the characters that were on the tapes, try to tell Clay that, like, hey, you didn't even get to your part of the tape. Yours is you don't know if yours is just as bad.
Because it's supposed to be a mystery. Did you not read the show poster? That show is actually marketed as a mystery.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fucking bad. Selena Gomez, you should be ashamed of yourself.
A mystery.
This was your project, and you fucking just... you went way too far with it.
It really bothered me how Bryce just gave so many flags as the rapist guy, and none of the characters just went through with just going, all right, we should probably stay away from Bryce.
You know what bothers me? A lot of people's responses to the show were like, Hannah is just such an unlikable character. Like, I didn't really sympathize with her until I watched her kill herself, and I'm like, okay, so either there's something wrong with you as a person, or there's something wrong with this show as an entire structural mess. Because if a show starts, hey, this character killed themselves, and like you go through and you're like, man, I don't know, I guess it's pretty good that you killed yourself because you're a piece of shit. It's like there's a deep lack of sympathy with you that's like an issue, or like I don't know, maybe the character should be. They're missing the point of how to write this character. But something about that just bothers me on a deep spiritual level.
The way they wrote the character made me not care about her.
Oh my god!
Because based off of the tale of events,
yeah.
So her friend and I guess Clay tells her that Justin he just ain't shit, and then she hangs out with Justin anyway after being pretty shitty and leaving him on a bus. But that's just kids being kids, whatever. Then he does a shitty thing. And then she still kind of interacts with him and his friends, who are shitty people.
The whole thing with her character was like, she's like this isolated mess in this new town, feeling like shit most of the time.
But she kind of does some shitty things sometimes. Like,
she lashes out sometimes. It's a problem. And then when she lashes out against people, she ends up hanging out with someone she shouldn't hang out with because that person's giving her attention. It's a structural issue within the teenage demographic, which shouldn't result in like, I don't care if she killed herself, but like kind of some sort of understanding that like, fuck, when you're a kid and you don't know how to process your emotions properly, like, shit's hard. Yeah. And like, you gotta just be more cognizant of those things. Like, not every time someone's lashing out against you is a direct strike against you, but maybe they're dealing with something on their own that they don't know how to deal with, and you gotta see what you can do differently. I don't know. That's my takeaway from shit like that. And I can understand as someone watching a show, it might be difficult for you to take that takeaway, which once again is why I said maybe it's the writing. But like, that should not be your takeaway. Your main victim of the show should not be someone who you have to see literally kill themselves for you to sympathize with.
I completely agree, and I still didn't because I was just like, you just made this tape. It's like, you seem like you just did this for like revenge about something.
Oh, dude.
Against like one legitimate complaint, and then the rest were just a bunch of assholes that you could have some you could have avoided.
Oh man, the book handled it.
And a guy who was nice to you.
Oh yeah, but that was just to say he was nice though.
Oh my god, that reveal just made me scream, "Fuck you, Hannah, you suck." Just, there's nothing good about you. I am done with you.
It's not really Hannah's fault at that point. She's dead. Any one of her other friends or that one guy who was like the surveyor of the tapes could have been like, yo, Clay, just so you know, you're not the bad part of this tape. You're actually pretty good. But she wanted you to hear this because she cares about you. Like, that could have been a thing. That could have happened.
That too.
I mean, fuck that. It's a mystery, dude. It's a mystery. Oh yeah, because in the show it takes like weeks, right? Yeah. Like, it's like a long period of time. In the book, it's like 2 nights. The book is over very quickly. It's like he doesn't spend like days dilly-dallying through a bunch of different tapes. He's like, oh shit, I got these tapes, I gotta listen. And then like a normal person, he like listens through the fucking tapes instead of going like, I'm having this crisis of conscience. What should I do now? Should I listen to the tapes? And then someone comes up and goes, listen to the fucking tapes, you moron. And then he goes, I don't know what should I do.
I don't know what I did. And he could have just said, you literally did nothing.
He could have just said, he could have just listened to the tapes to find out. He could have just like, because in the book he wants to get to what he did and everything like that.
Yeah,
like,
I would have wanted to too.
It's so much better when it goes over in like 2 friggin' nights and instead of like this week-long journey of stupidity.
It's just like, I'm surprised he just didn't listen to the tapes like, oh my god, some of these people are stupid. Oh my god, why did she put them on the tape for that? Knocking down the stop sign? I mean, I guess that's good for Clay to hear because she's the reason why Clay's friend died. But if she wasn't going to leave him on there, then that would have been pointless.
I don't even remember if that guy died in the book, honestly. Because, like, once again, it was a very personal book about Clay and Hannah, and Clay kind of learning more about the world around him, about being aware. And in the show, it was just intense drama all the time because, drama. And it's not enough tragedy to have, one girl kill herself. We need more tragedy. We need this subplot about this one guy getting abused. We need this subplot about the parents filing shit against the school. We need this whole subplot about this guy turning into a school shooter. Like, yeah. Ooh.
Tyler was just he once again kind of proved my point that just backs up the fact that I've never met a Tyler that has not just been not worth my time.
That's funny. I know a Tyler.
Is he worth your time?
Somebody in the world thinks he's worth something.
Like, if I ever
He has a mom.
get married and decide to have kids, if my spouse decides to name their kid Tyler or Sarah, we're probably going to get a divorce. We're not going to work
What's
out.
wrong with the name Sarah?
I've just met too many. That's just a personal thing. There's nothing wrong with Sarah's in general. It's just more of a personal thing.
Most
but
of the
Tyler,
Sarahs I know in my life are pretty good, so
most of the ones I know have been just not okay
or dead,
or dead.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, yeah, you said there. You said if me and my wife decided to have a kid, and she has her child, and she decides to name their child, like, why are you saying there? It's you.
It's no longer mine. If you're naming it Tyler, I'm not owning that.
That's what you say. Oh man, when I was younger, I vowed to never walk out on my children. But since his name is Tyler, I guess he's not my child. Yeah. And then you like ghost out of the room, just like that.
I'm not gonna tell you to get the abortion or anything like that. It's your body.
It's too late to get an abortion if she's naming it Tyler. If she's telling the doctor, all right, I would like to name this child Tyler, it's too late for an abortion.
I'm saying as soon as I find out that she is hell-bent on naming this kid Tyler, we're not working out. Even whether if it's before the kid was conceived or after, we're just not working out because I'm not going to be able to sit there, walk into a room, see a little kid, like, there goes little Tyler. He's going to grow up one day to just be a fuckboy.
You could, like, raise him to be different. Names aren't, like, a curse.
Then where are the other Tyler's parents? Where are they?
I don't know. Ask
Why
Tyler.
are they all so bad?
Ask Tyler.
Yeah, where was his dad in all this? Like, just didn't know his kid was secretly taking pictures of people naked and weird stuff like that, and constantly trying to be weird about it.
Show's a mess. Show's a fucking terrible mess. I hate it. I hate it so much. And if they actually give it a season 2, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. Then I watched.
Unless Bryce gets raped in prison, then I will be okay with
I don't think that's where season 2 is going. I'll be honest with you.
It should. It should go there.
No, it's fine if it doesn't. And then there's Riverdale. I watched a lot of Riverdale. Are you okay, man?
Season 1 was so good. What happened in season 2?
Season 1 was an amazing piece of television history.
That's a mystery.
It was like a nice mystery about murder and just a small town. And, it was a good old time. I enjoyed season 1 of Riverdale. Season 2, on the other hand, was like, fuck, they gave us a season. How
do we keep them there?
Shit, write the show.
they like our show, but how are we gonna keep them there? We could keep doing what we're doing. Who the fuck let that guy in? We gotta think of something different.
No,
dude, sexy.
They gotta be like twice as long now, you know? And they gotta be twice as long in every way. So they doubled just the amount of sex appeal in that show. Oh my god, like it's all the time. And you know, the thing about Riverdale and sex appeal is like they're all supposed to be in high school. That's just weird. Like I get the actors are older. The actors are older and that's fine. But they're playing people who are under the legal age. And
like
that's
15.
That's like weird. Like
not even like 17. It's like 15 or 16.
They're like acting out like creepy fantasy stuff, which is like no one really needs to see or they need to have, and they keep doing it. And then the plot's not very good at like all. Like Jughead was like generally the fan favorite from season 1.
Yeah.
Like everyone I talk to really seems to like Jughead. And now he's just like a moron. Like he is just the dumbest man alive. Like he spent one episode attacking a lawyer, like physically attacking and like literally taking a knife to her skin, and you're like, but Jughead
he's never done that.
That's a lawyer, Jughead. She you're not wearing a mask. Your life's over. But it's okay because the lawyer doesn't do anything about it. She just fucking means gang law, and it's like, but you have the real law on your side?
Yeah.
This is an open and shut case. This child kidnapped you and attacked you, and there's no justification there.
Or you're just afraid that he was going to be tried as a minor, and then once he gets out of, juvenile hall, he's just going to come after you and murder you? Because I don't know, maybe that might have been the next line of progression.
Oh my god. And then the whole Black Hood thing is just not particularly great.
I love how Miss Grundy never learned her lesson. She was just like, I got caught having sex with an underage student. I guess I better move town.
Never get caught again. You know?
And guess what? I got caught again, and this time I got murdered.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
And then the Betty scene. Oh my god.
Were Betty stripped in the bar?
Yes, that made me so uncomfortable because I was just like, so is this just happening?
Yeah,
Are we in a bar?
Yeah, dude.
Is anyone gonna stop this?
Yeah, dude. It's okay. Her dad came on. No, sorry, not her dad.
Her mom was there.
Her mom left her there too.
What? What is going on with that show? What was with that scene? Why is Cheryl in this show?
Cheryl has like no purpose
other than sex appeal.
Oh, she almost got raped in that one scene, and then like Betty was like, he sort of kind of pressured me, and then I said no, and then he called me a name, and that's like the same as getting like drugged, right? And
why did he drug Cheryl though? Cheryl was into him. She was like, all right, I kind of want to get with you. He's like, these girls, they're so hard to figure out. I guess I gotta drug them. That's my only option.
I still don't know why the show doesn't keep treating what happened to God, what is her name? Veronica, the same as Cheryl. Like that's bothering me so bad. Like
her dad was about to murder that guy.
He got into an accident and both of his legs are broken. And then Archie goes up to New York, just casually, I guess, and like comes back. Like, where is Riverdale? 'Cause now I need to know if like going to New York, is that just fine, or was that a long trip? You're not explaining anything.
Did he take a flight?
He just like, yo, Cheryl, give me your brother's fucking jacket, blazer, and I'm gonna go up to New York and get you some money. And it's like, what, Archie, what? And then, like, Archie's now currently being, like, contacted by, like, a lone FBI agent with no one else, like, to spy on Veronica's family. And you're like, I don't think that's how the FBI works. They can't just go up to minors secretly and be like, yo, spy for us. And you're like,
join the FBI?
And, like, he has no... Is
he getting paid?
He's just a dude in a suit saying, spy for us. And you're like, this guy has nothing.
Is he on the, like... Is he on the payroll?
Did he have a badge? Could he show a badge?
Don't you need like something if you're underage to work?
Oh my god, there's so many things.
How many hours does he work?
There's so many things. Like, don't I have to ask? And Archie goes like, don't you have to ask my dad? He's like, your dad could be compromised. Like, why would Archie not be?
He was having sex with Veronica.
No, it's fine.
Like,
fine.
They had a whole sex trip.
Oh yeah, never forget the sex trip. That was
which was weird.
The sex montage, you know, just banging there, banging here, banging everywhere. This is a show. It's people like it.
Like, I get Veronica was just trying to keep Archie's mind off of it, I guess. Off of his dad almost dying.
But could they keep our mind off of them having sex?
Yeah, they could have just implied. They could have just said, we've just been busy. And then we just like, oh, they just probably had sex off camera. And I would be like, they're teenagers. That's whatever. I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah. But now you have to think about it.
They put it right in front of the screen. They said, this is them doing it. This is them in the shower. Look at them have sex. You see all that sexiness? They're kind of naked. And I'm like, no, can I not? I'm just going to close my eyes and pretend it's not happening.
And Betty's mom is just like the worst news person ever. Hey, please don't publish this. It will incite panic. I already published it. Thanks so much.
Then she gets mad when someone publishes something about her. It's like, that's an invasion of privacy. How could you do that? And like, you tried to incite panic. You tried to incite panic.
And she's so smug, and that whole plot point got dropped anyways. Like, her mom is so all over the place in the show. Like, she's like, I can't believe you revealed my secret past about being with the serpents. And then she goes to the serpents things all dressed up like crazy. And you're like...
That also happened while Cheryl was getting raped.
What?
By the guy she liked.
Oh, my God. And then, like, Cheryl burned her mom, like, alive. Like, that whole thing in the first part of the second season, and she was covered in burns, and she was, like, wrapped up in the hospital, which all of those burns just healed, I guess?
She's perfectly fine now.
And then, like, Cheryl's, like, crying about being attacked, and it's like, why are you crying to your mom who you, like, burned alive?
Yeah.
Do you realize that, like, you've burned a bridge there? Like, I get what
literally burned it.
I get what happened to you was awful, but what you did to her was insane. It's crazy that you live together still. You don't deserve anything from this one. I don't care.
Where was her grandmother during all that?
She's a ghost, okay?
Because she was just like, you should have drowned those two when they were born. Like,
yeah,
that was a weird scene.
Woo!
But
and now her mom's like a prostitute, and like Cheryl's having a bad time because her mom's a prostitute, and like she burned the hush money, right?
Yeah. So
Archie went to get her like a check double the size, but Archie didn't go to the parents. He went to the kid. Apparently, the kid's just bank enough to write checks for double the amount of the original hush money check, which makes no sense to me. But whatever. And then she gives the check to her mom. It's like, see, now you don't need to be a prostitute anymore. And the mom just goes, but why would I stop when I'm having so much fun? And then it's just like,
I don't think I saw that episode.
It's like there's one coming on tonight. It's the one that came on last week.
Oh, okay.
So just after that, it was just like, what is the point of this plot going on right now? Is her mom gonna get killed? Oh yeah, and then they find Betty's like long lost brother, and he's also a prostitute. So that's cool too. Yeah, right.
What? What?
The show needed more sex. Okay.
So I guess he had daddy issues, so now he's a prostitute as well.
He's bitter about it, unlike Cheryl's mom, who's like super down for it. It's really weird that she jumped to prostitution. Not like she was in a super nice house full of nice things that she could have sold.
So who's just like buying burn victims like that?
No, she healed. It's fine.
She couldn't have healed that well.
She did though. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Riverdale's a good show. People tell me this.
And you were right for season 1. But season 2 they just decided, I don't know, let's just get freaky.
Quite literally.
Yeah. No, not quite. Like drop kick to the face literally.
Riverdale, I used to like you as a show. But Arrow, Flash, Black Lightning's a new show, and I've enjoyed that so far.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
There's a lot of good things on television still. They're not perfect, but they're not like frustratingly terrible. To the point where like they need to be stopped so people don't go, oh, this is a good thing. We should do this for other things. Because that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's what this frustration is about. I don't want people to repeat these kind of actions like these were all good ideas that they should have definitely gone through with. Because they're not. They're all shitty ideas.
But before we change the subject, let's remember this. You said that Riverdale season 2 is a really good show for pedophiles.
I did.
And I just wanted to bring that up so people realize that's just a thing.
Yeah, man. Like, go ahead.
Open. Oh, damn it! I didn't know I locked it.
So bold. Yeah, I said Riverdale's a great show for pedophiles.
How are you fitting here?
Because it's really creepy and weird, and like there's all the weird kind of like teenagers pretending to do all the crazy sex stuff, and we're just like, cool, that's fine. So if you're a pedophile, you'll probably have a great time watching it, because that stuff's normally illegal, and you can't find it unless you go to the dark parts of the web. But now it's just on your television, like during normal hours, and people watch it for fun.
I just want to know how the recording process for that was going. Because, they recorded season 1 where it was just it was tame. Yeah, sure, the weird Archie sex with Miss Grundy thing was weird. But, one of them was an adult. And nobody really cares about minor boys having sex with older women. They really don't.
They don't.
But, like, season 2 was like, yeah, we had the story fine. Everything's going well.
Was it? Because, like, even if you take out all the weird, creepy sex stuff.
In season 1?
No, sorry, season 2.
That's what I'm saying. It started off with season 1 being, fine.
Season 1 was definitely like a contained thing. Like the show could have ended after season 1 ended. But I think they got renewed for like twice as much, and they were like a little caught off guard. So season 2's kind of just rushed and shitty and terrible.
Yeah, but like, how did people feel when they were just recording the sex stuff? And they were just like, what are we? These guys are minors.
No one's thinking about that because they're all of the legal age in real life. And that's all they're focusing on. And then, what was I going to say next? I was going to say, and like the fact that like no character other than like the main 4 really get any kind of like actual story stuff. Like there's this whole thing where like Betty like told on,
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. Killed on Kevin. And it had this whole subplot. And like she did this huge betrayal to Kevin. And Kevin was like just upset about it. And then, like, the next episode, Kevin's like, I was mad at you, but... And then Betty's just crying about something else. And that's it. Never to be heard of again.
Made some pretty good points during it, too.
Kevin has nothing of value to, like, mention. And it's just, like, that could have been interesting,
Yeah.
Kevin could have had a character thing happen, more than, like, 2 episodes. But then they gave him 2 episodes and said, that's it, Kevin. Go back to the sidelines. So much squandered potential.
Yeah.
2 things I hate. Things that are potentially bad for the future and squandered potential.
Fair enough.
God.
One of the main reasons why I'm so angry at Dragon Ball Super.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that at all. You got something to say, man?
Okay, first of all, just fuck that series, to be honest.
But like, it gave us Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. And you know what? That's a great design.
Yeah, but what did it do that was interesting?
It did a bunch of interesting stuff.
Story-wise.
It just nothing was explained ever. Like that time, he just was like, you know what? I'm gonna start stabbing my own hand. And now that I've stabbed my own hand, I have a scythe. And you're just like, what are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? Or are you just making up shit right now? And the answer is yes. And you just kind of go with it. Like,
how strong is Super Saiyan Rose supposed to be? Because regular Goku Black got fucked up by Super Saiyan Goku. Which is supposed to be much weaker than...
Super Saiyan 2 Goku.
Which is still supposed to be much weaker than, like, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and?
How strong is Super Rose supposed to be? Like,
infinite.
Really?
Did you not watch the events of the show? It was
kind of fuzzy.
It was infinite.
Okay.
He literally just kept getting stronger. And the only reason why they had to fuse was because Zamasu was getting his ass handed to him. And they all spooked. And he was like, I guess I'll carry you now. And then, yeah. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, like, there was nothing that anyone could do to stop him. Literally, the last thing he did before he was fused was summoning a bunch of clones out of a rift in space and time that he had just created, and those clones would just beat up Goku and Vegeta.
How did he know he could do that?
He didn't. I'm convinced he didn't know what he was doing in those last moments. He was just fucking freestyling.
Where did those clones come from?
Just rip the space time, just clones showing up and just beating on their asses, and like that was it, you know? No questions asked.
Like, how did he know? Like, what were the clones doing? Like, where were they at? What were they just doing?
They were made out of like weird pink smoke, remember?
Oh.
Yeah, because every time they beat one of the clones, they would turn into like that weird pink smoke.
And that's just as strong as Zamasu? Like, what makes them that strong?
They're strong as Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black.
Okay, all right.
And then they're infinite. That's like the same thing. Like, think of like the Marvel movies, you know? Like, there's never been a villain in like the Avengers that was strong enough to beat the Avengers. There was just a bunch of fucking weaklings, so all the Avengers would get tired and be like, "Oh shit," and that was it. Because if you remember Age of Ultron, like they were like, "Oh, Ultron's so strong and dangerous," but literally they were just beating up Ultron drones all day, and the Ultron Prime came down and then instantly got melted by Thor, Vision, and Iron Man, and you were just like, "Wow, he is a fucking chump," and like he just basically used all of his guys against us just now, and they all just got wiped instantly. Ultron was a fucking punk. And that's the same thing as all the Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black things, basically. But they're a little bit stronger, and they can be fucking... what's the word? What is the thing I'm thinking of? They're that unhealthy combination of completely invulnerable and totally expendable. Like, you just unstoppable at that point. We want those two things to ever collide. Because then you just have the worst enemy of your life. Because you just keep throwing them at them. You just keep throwing them. Like, you throw them like they're like free candy, man. You just toss them at them. And every time one gets destroyed, you throw another one. The other person's just like, I can't take this.
No wonder Naruto won so many fights.
Yeah, dude! Completely expendable, totally invulnerable.
Until you learn actual other moves.
Yeah, until he became God,
Yeah.
That was a thing. But yeah, no, like, I get it. Like, Goku Black is just Goku in different clothing. But, like, I love Super Saiyan Goku, like, hair design. Like, all the Super Saiyan hairstyles, I think Super Saiyan Goku has it best. Only thing coming close is probably, like, the future Trunks' Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, I prefer his.
I think he looks really nice, especially when you get, like, the different lengths of Trunks' hair getting in there. That's a cool, nice touch. But, like, Gohan and Vegeta's hair basically is just the same, so like who fucking cares?
Yeah.
And then Goten was just Goku, and then Super Saiyan 2 sucks design wise, just too much forehead for me personally. And then same with Super Saiyan 3. But Super Saiyan 1 Goku, that's where it's at. And then they put it in blue and pink, and I was like, fuck yeah, I dig those colors. Let's do this shit. So I thought that shit was cool.
I did enjoy the Universe 6 tournament better than I have enjoyed the Tournament of Power.
Because there was, like, characters that mattered?
Yeah.
And not just a bunch of fucking nothings?
Yeah, it's so weird because they didn't have to be nothing.
No, they had to be nothing. They were getting erased.
Why did... I hate that tournament, like, format. I hate how it's just a huge battle royale that's going through, 48 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, all that's supposed to be happening in 48 minutes?
Yes.
Even the talking?
Yes.
How?
Look. They talk really fast, okay? I was watching The Flash recently, and there was this scene where they're in court, and then the Flash's wife is about to, like, zoom in and tell everyone that he's the Flash. And then the Flash is like, and he, like, runs up to her and stops her. It's like, whoa, I've slowed down time for everyone but, like, us. And it's just like, I'm just moving so fast right now. And somehow you're moving as fast as I am right now. And it's like, okay. And then they have a whole conversation. And you're supposed to be like, wait, so you're telling me they were talking at, like, fucking light speed and understanding each other? Get the fuck out of my face. But that's Dragon Ball literally all the time.
And then it's just like, the Universe 6 tournament had characters that at least had, like, interesting gimmicks to it. So you could see how, like, someone like Frost could beat Goku because he outsmarted him. Someone like him beat Vegeta because he has time powers.
Yeah.
Even like the robot and the fat bear had things about them that made it.
Everyone had gimmicks in Dragon Ball.
Except for Kappa, right?
His gimmick was he was a Saiyan. That's a gimmick, dude.
Oh.
Come on.
I didn't know we were counting that one.
That's a gimmick, though. It's just the oldest gimmick in the book. Now, let's be real. Now, the Tournament of Power had plenty of gimmicks, like love and, like, random, like, sniping. That if you get hit in the chest, both of your arms come off. Fucking Piccolo.
But the thing is that...
stupid.
If they're going to put a character as strong as Jiren and even Toppo in there, and then have a lot of these characters look like jobbers, why is Jiren and Toppo just not eliminating a bunch of people?
Because they don't want to be responsible for the death of a bunch of universes.
Yeah, they say that in the manga, but they don't say that in the anime.
Yeah, but you can tell that from just like inference because they're like super strong superheroes.
So we're supposed to assume that they're not evil, right?
Yeah.
So why did Goku use the Spirit Bomb?
Because nobody remembers that part of the Spirit Bomb.
Oh my god. Why am I the one that remembered that? I can't remember shit.
Because you like to be angry at Dragon Ball, and it fuels your life energy. So you remember all the things that they'll fuck up later.
Like how the Spirit Bomb never actually worked by itself.
I mean, it did work by itself against Kid Buu.
Goku had to force that onto him.
Yeah, but
because he was holding it back.
But that was just the Spirit Bomb working by itself.
He didn't just throw it and then like. Boom,
I mean,
that was the end of Buu.
nobody just throws any move in Dragon Ball. They always gotta push it.
Yeah, but they were just like the Spirit Bombs, the trump card.
It is the trump card.
It's not.
It is the trump card.
First of all, even if you count Buu's like as a win, it's still one. Like it's still two. Like 1 for 2. Or I mean 1 and 2. 1 for 3, I guess.
It's the trump card though. It's always treated as the trump card.
That doesn't work most of the time.
But it's always.
Oh, technically, it's there's 3 times it's failed in. Vegeta, Frieza, and Jiren.
He used it against Omega Shenron, though.
I thought we didn't count GT. I thought people didn't want to count that.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It's always treated as the trump card throughout all of Dragon Ball history.
Also,
there's no time where someone goes, it's time to use the Spirit Bomb, and then someone goes like, cool, after you use that, I've got this backup plan. It's always the trump card.
They should have a backup plan. Also, do we just count Omega Shenron as the most evil thing then? Or the evil incarnate? Because that's the only thing that, like... I could see it actually.
No, isn't Buu supposed to be evil incarnate?
Yeah, but he was able to push it back a little bit, so he must have had some good inside of him.
No, that's not how that works.
Isn't it supposed to destroy all
because if
energy?
the story forgets that plot convention that you're citing right now, it doesn't count anymore.
I guess that's fair. I really hate how inconsistent that is because
the entire series is inconsistent. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I literally said that I'm pretty sure I don't like this series.
They had the whole thing where they were like, "Oh yeah, dude, transforming takes up the most energy, so we gotta like not transform as much." All right, now to conserve energy, I transform into blue, then back to normal, then back into blue, and that uses less energy.
They had a training where they could just sustain like the Super Saiyan form, and they thought, why didn't they just do that again?
Because that'd be super exhausting with blue.
But they have like random plot convenience. Just make a story about other characters while they're going off to do that. Maybe show some scenes where they're training. They're in the hyperbolic time chamber. That's literally what they did with Super Saiyan Goku and Gohan.
No, Vegeta blew up the hyperbolic time chamber.
They had another training place that was similar to it. Beerus has one.
Yeah, but it's not available right now. Beerus wants to take a nap.
Okay.
What's the problem, man?
With things like writing, you could make that a thing. You can make
but
that.
But that's not important.
Also, is Popo just gonna whip Vegeta's ass like after he comes back? Because he did like tell Vegeta, "You're gonna be in a lot of trouble if you destroy that hyperbolic time chamber," and he was just like, "I'm just gonna do it, I guess."
Remember when he blew it up in the Goku Black arc though?
Yeah, he just straight up blew it up.
That was really
weird. And then Popo just looked at him.
Like how do you blow up the hyperbolic time chamber from the inside like that? It doesn't exist in normal time means.
Then he got bopped.
If you blow it up, no, he bopped the shit out of Goku Black.
Oh yeah, he did.
And then like Goku Black was like, "All right, now I'm gonna stab my hand, and what comes out? A scythe! Awesome! I've got a scythe now."
Sorry about that.
Happens. And now what can I do with the scythe? And I've ripped a hole in time,
and more of me are coming out. Oh, this is a jackpot.
This is the best. I mean, to be fair, that turned into like one of the fucking coolest specials in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So like, yeah, man. I still wish I got like a decent like Cell versus Goku fight between Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. That's all I wanted, and I never got it. I never got it.
I wish I got an explanation of whatever the hell Trunks became.
It's like, Super Saiyan Rage Trunks.
But wasn't that like Gohan's thing? Wasn't that what they originally called it before they called it Super Saiyan 2?
No.
Like, I just didn't get it.
It's Super Saiyan Rage Trunks.
So he just got angry, and then he got strong enough to fight Zamasu and
You saw him
Black.
get super angry.
Yeah, but
He had a whole speech. That was probably one of the best moments in all of Super.
it was a great transformation. Don't get me wrong.
We need more of that.
What exactly happened?
Why didn't Blue get a transformation like that? Why didn't Rose get a transformation like that?
That's a really good question. Blue was just, hey, Frieza, you think you're hot shit, huh? Well, let me show you some shit. He didn't even go like regular Super Saiyan God against Frieza, right?
No, he didn't. He didn't do that again until the Tournament of Power in the anime.
And what about the movie? Did he do that in the movie?
No, he didn't. You don't see Super Saiyan God since the first Battle of Gods film / that's part of Super again until the Tournament of Power.
So they just ignored that part, and it was just like, all right, let me just show you the real hotness, which made us go, so Frieza's transformation shouldn't be that strong then. They're kind of evenly matched, and he didn't even go the regular Super Saiyan God. He didn't have to go, I guess I gotta power up even more. No, he said, I'm just gonna go this thing.
And then Frieza turned gold after that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was Goku turned blue, and then Frieza turned gold in response.
Okay, and then Vegeta just straight up bopped him after he got shot in the chest. Goku got shot in the chest.
Because Frieza was tired. That's how Vegeta gets all his wins. He beats up tired people. God.
It's a shame.
But Super Saiyan Blue, I am glad it exists. Super Saiyan Rose, I am glad it exists. Because at least I get cool character designs for my video game.
Yeah, I just wish the writing that involved it was just a lot better.
If the writing started being good now, Dragon Ball would be a lie.
Fair enough.
And everyone should watch Darling in the Franxx if they want a good anime to watch. That one's fun. I like it.
I've been thinking about watching that.
The first episode was really solid. The second episode was much more silly. So it has a nice balance.
Okay.
What else? Is that it? Are we good? Have we covered everything? We talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that made me and you and I angry. But, most of that shit.
I mean, most of it's bad, There's a lot of bad shit out there, kids. Be on the fucking lookout. Oh, I found it. Well, that's sweet.
Well, I guess on that note, we'll just call it a day.
Yeah, this is a nice long podcast.
Yeah,
it's been a
2
minute,
hours.
everyone. Thanks for listening. Sorry it's been so long. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Jokes, because we won't see you. It's a podcast, idiots.
Always got the one-liners, George.